What's up, YouTube? You're Inside the Edge, and I'm here with another video. Today, we're going to discuss the future for New England. A guy I've been looking at, Marcus Mariota. I know a lot of quarterbacks are kind of in limbo right now, or some people would like to call it purgatory. We see it with Andy Dalton, with the Bengals. We see it with Kirk Cousins, Jameis Winston. These are quarterbacks that can win you guys football games. They could keep your team afloat, but can these quarterbacks really win you a championship or make a playoff run or play at a high level like that? These are guys that are like tweeners, and I think Marcus Mariota is one of those guys that's kind of in limbo right now with his situation with Tennessee. We've seen what Ryan Tannehill done with this team with the second half of the season, and I think they might actually make a push to the playoffs. So looking at Marcus Mariota, his contract is up after this season. So that leaves him to be a free agent for 2020. And for me, I think this is going to be an open opportunity for New England to try to sign Marcus Mariota, maybe to a 2-year deal. But I think for New England, we have to start thinking futuristically. Brady is 42 years of age. He's slowing down. And, I'm not liking our backups for what we have moving forward. So, Marcus Mariota, I think, will be a very good opportunity. So when we look back at who Marcus Mariota is, he was a guy that came out of Oregon. He was a phenom there. He won a Heisman Trophy. Then he became the number 2 pick in the NFL draft, in the 2015 draft. Everything was looking good. He had a stellar rookie season, and over time his numbers started to decline. Now again, part of it was because of his lack of skill. He's a young player. He still is young, but he came to the league at 22. And with a dysfunctional franchise, and it's hard to just put a quarterback in that situation to turn a whole franchise into a winning franchise. But he did lead Tennessee to 2 playoff runs. We see, he had his moments against the Chiefs. An unbelievable comeback. We seen that around the 2017 wild card game. It was an epic game. He has his moments. But looking at the career of Marcus Mariota, again, I think when he started to decline it was in the 2017 season. Look at his numbers. He hasn't really been playing up to par. But I think the 2017 season, that was the season that really left a lot of questions of whether can he play football again. Can he recover from that broken leg he suffered? Because in the 2017 season, he threw for 13 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. And that was the season where people were starting to doubt him. And it didn't really get better over time. Now, again, looking at his situation, he's been around 4 different offensive coordinators. So it was really hard for him to adjust and, to create schemes for a quarterback. And then you mean to tell me, I got to change my schemes. I have to change my whole playing style for this new coach. Now, right now, Mike Vrabel is the coach right now. Well-respected coach. But I think after his 5th season, I think he's been around so many coaches that it's hard for him to adapt and to adjust into the playing schemes of the offense. So I think it's time for Marcus Mariota to have a fresh new start. I know a lot of people think he's trash, but I think he's a very good mobile quarterback that can sit in the pocket and make plays. Now, he's been sacked 155 times throughout his 5 years in Tennessee. That just proves he has a bad offensive line. He hasn't really had a good offensive line while he was there, and that just shows a lot of the decrease in his numbers, total touchdowns, and etc. But I think a lot of quarterbacks, it all comes down to coaching. I think when he came into this team, he wasn't built around a good coach to really nurture him and really put himself on the map and establish himself as a elite quarterback. I think his coaching staff, everyone around it never really gave him that opportunity because of how dysfunctional that organization has been ran for so many years. But I do think he can stand. He's a pocket quarterback, but he's really, really mobile. He's really good with the scrambling. He's a play action guy that can make throws on the run. But that just shows with the bad offensive line he's been with for so many years, that was part of his game. That's something he had to do. But that's a lot that we see when he was with Oregon. So it made sense. So, looking at Marcus Mariota, I definitely think he's a good quarterback. He's not no scrub. He can obviously get better. He has a lot of weaknesses. He tends to stay in the pocket for too long sometimes when he could get rid of the ball. Sometimes he doesn't make good reads, but I think he has a decent arm. He's a nice quick pass. He's a leader. He's a really humble leader, good leadership. But with all that being said, how can he trickle into New England? Now I look at Tom Brady. The thing about Tom Brady that's slowing us down is Tom Brady is not mobile. This is a new NFL resolution. It's a whole new league now. We're seeing a lot of quarterbacks that are running out the pocket and throwing the ball, making plays, and I feel like that's what you need in the quarterback now. The game has evolved, and I think Brady, that's something that Brady, never really had in his game, to be a scrambling quarterback or to scramble out the pocket or be mobile like an Aaron Rodgers. And I think Aaron Rodgers could possibly play till he's 42 because of his playing style and what he does on the football field. But Marcus Mariota, I feel like he's young. He's 26 years of age, and I think if he was to come into the New England offense, well, I know he played at a different tempo playing at Tennessee. There was a lot of pistol, gun, wildcat, different. Like the playing calling was crazy for Tennessee, but I know for Patriots, we're a widespread offense is a little bit different. I think if he was to adjust to this offense, I think he can fit really, really well. Because I do think I don't think he's trash. I think Marcus Mariota, he's a good quarterback. It's just with the right coaching staff, and I think if you give him the right amount of time to adjust and get familiar with his teammates, he can win you football games. And what I like about him is he's a solid quarterback that's mobile, that can run out the pocket, make plays, throw on the run, throw deep balls. Can zip the ball from short to medium range. And, because looking at the receivers we do have, I get a lot of people say, the Patriots, we don't have receivers. But I think if he was to come into this offense, we will be so much more better because of his style to run the football and throw on the run. And that's something Brady cannot do. Most teams are starting to figure this out. Put pressure on Brady because they know he can't run out the pocket. And he's just going to throw the ball away or do an intentional grounding or give himself up. With Marcus Mariota, this is a guy that's tough. He's going to scramble, break free, and make things happen. He's a quarterback that has the arm, but he's just athletically gifted. And this is one guy I really want to see in New England. I'm a huge fan of him. But those are kind of like the points I want to make. Marcus Mariota, I think out of all the free agents next season, I think we should go with Marcus Mariota because he's young. He still has a chip on his shoulder. And I think the situation, what's going on with him in Tennessee, some of it has to do with him, but I also believe it's, the offensive line when he was there wasn't good, and the coaching staff around him wasn't there. He had 4 different coaches within his 5 seasons, so I think he never really stayed with a clear-cut system where this is what the offense is going to be and we're going to keep it like this. It's just been a whole lot of mix-up with him, but I do think if he comes to New England, Bill Belichick will turn him into a great quarterback. Not a good quarterback, a great quarterback. And I definitely want to see this guy in New England. Now, you guys could tell me what you guys think about Marcus Mariota, but I think he's a really good talent, and I think he can really be something in New England. I think he can be a great quarterback in New England. He's 26 years of age, like I said. He can stay in the pocket and make passes. It's just for the most part he has to run out the pocket because he never has protection. But that's also a good thing too because that's what makes him so good under pressure. He's a good quarterback when he's under pressure because of his running ability, and that's what a quarterback needs in this era of football. We're seeing it with Lamar Jackson. We're seeing it with a lot of these guys like Deshaun Watson, etc. So Marcus Mariota, I would love to see him in New England. I'm speaking it into existence. And you New England fans, you guys tell me what you guys think. But I know it's been a rocky career for Marcus Mariota. I know a lot of people don't know what's going on with him. But, he broke his leg in the 2017 season. And he's just never kind of really been the same yet. And, with the coaching staff. And, we know how Tennessee has never really been a great organization. But they're starting to pick it up, man. I really hope they make it to the playoffs. But, you guys tell me what you guys think of Marcus Mariota. Where do you think he will land? Do you think he'll be a good fit for New England? How much time you think Brady has left? You guys let me know in the description below, and I'm going to just keep pushing out videos for you guys. Peace.